think I'll cross and take my mans out, just kill yourself. In the trenches, 40 on my hip, I had to fix my...
10 things you didn't know about Luka Doncic. I'm finna try some of that oil cake, bro.
Is becoming an NBA legend, but he's got secrets. He doesn't
faded?
Tell anybody. Like the time he saved a fan's life, his horrible addiction, and even his secret rap career.
It feels alright, Grandpa, being so young. I've got a plenty of time doing my own.
These are...
I'm finna end the stream early. I am finna end this stream early.
That just pissed me off, I ain't gonna lie.
Why did his glasses just come down by itself when he nodded? Bro, that better had not been one take.
There are 10 things you didn't know about Luka Doncic. And first, the time he bought his teammate one of the weirdest gifts in NBA history.
It's nice, bro.
What?
For you to keep. Yeah.
Oh.
But these all-red Jordans weren't for Dorian to wear. They were for his pet horse?
Don't piss me off. Boy.
Hold up. This thing has more drip than me. But what Luka's got that I don't are unhealthy addictions that get him clowned by millions of people. While other NBA players are eating healthy food, Luka's been putting something else in his mouth. Not only did he grow up with a weird diet,
When I was younger, I only eat pasta and hamburgers.
his darkest secret got revealed after the NBA's bubble. Apparently when Luka hopped on a plane for a trip home to Slovenia, that's where he began stuffing his face with what reporters call a McChicken's vodka and hookah diet. But those diets were just the beginning. Luka was spotted drinking beer right before NBA games. He was rumored to be leaving clubs at the same time other players would be hitting the gym. But what we couldn't handle was when cameras caught Luka blowing a hookah. So everybody and their mama was tweeting that he was...
Dude, hookah is not even...
Like, what?
It doesn't get you high.
Like, what? I'm so confused. What's the problem with that?
He look big as shit. He look big as fingers like this.
Wasn't Luka Doncic anymore. Now, he became Hookah Doncic.
Nah.
And not only did his new name become one of the biggest trending topics on the planet, fans turned his weight gain into memes. But while most fans were making jokes, Luka's diet began ruining his career. In just 1 year, Luka went from weighing 240 pounds to the next year weighing 260. That's an extra 20 pounds of dad bod. No wonder why his jerseys were ripping. But after a devastating loss, where he not only went all game struggling to get up and down the court while needing extra water breaks, his fat ass got clowned on live TV.
Look at Luka's face. He's got a fat face.
Yes.
He's got puffy chipmunk cheeks, right?
Yes.
Only Skip Bayless would be talking about another man's cheeks. But for real, if Luka's copping McChickens, pizzas, or a beer, we're talking about tens of dollars. He spent $1 million just to copy Cristiano Ronaldo. It all started during Luka's childhood when he lived in Slovenia. Typically, everyone's favorite sport there is soccer. So cause Luka was forced to watch that, he fell in love with the biggest star player of them all, Cristiano Ronaldo. But it wasn't just the soccer skills that made him Luka's favorite. All because Ronaldo's car collection had Luka imagining what those were like. He not only began learning how to drive when he was only 5, he also dedicated to becoming a star athlete just so he could blow all of his checks on cars. And right after he got drafted, he began making some purchases.
I love cars.
Yeah, you do?
Yeah.
What do you got?
A Porsche, you know.
Yeah, just one right now.
2.
But after Luka bought his fully customized Porsche 911 Turbo and his lightning blue Porsche Panamera that he can't even park, were just the beginning of a car shopping spree. Luka also copped an all-black Lamborghini Urus that had people calling him the Slovenian Batman. He spent $250,000 on an all-red Ferrari that even had his teammates shook.
Let's on in. Check him out.
That's how you doing it, Luka.
They getting it right in front of the car. Hit the
But the
Billy
most
Robbins
viral car in his $1 million collection wasn't the one he pulled up in. Dressed as a cowboy,
Boy.
it was a 6-wheel monster that could survive an apocalypse.
Boss man, this how you get down?
Wait.
Is that the car Uzi had?
That's
really
crazy though.
speedy?
Oh no,
Wait,
no.
that's a Jeep.
I seen a TRX version of this in the street.
Street like this
crazy.
and keeps buying crazy cars, all because of Ronaldo's influence. But these cars are worthless compared to the time Luka saved his own fan's life.
A lot of people tell us you finally explained
What?
trading to me in a way I could understand. Then
Luka was just minding his business when he saw news that a kid from his home country of Slovenia was in trouble. One of his youngest fans, named Chris, was rushed to the hospital where doctors discovered he was suffering from a rare muscle disorder that would keep destroying his body until he became paralyzed. But the worst of it all was that they also predicted Chris only had 8 months to live. Luka was devastated with this news, so he announced on Instagram that he was auctioning off signed memorabilia where all the money earned would be donated towards the boy's treatment. And with Luka having millions of followers worldwide, it wasn't long before he had an entire country rallying together to support Chris with custom shirts and signs. But without the treatment being fully paid for, the support would have been all for nothing. Until Luka not only cashed in $2.2 million of his own money, he helped raise over $5 million, all for Chris. So the family hopped on the very next flight to Los Angeles, and doctors got to work. For a while, things were uncertain, but as Chris progressed through his treatment, eventually doctors let the family know that what Luka did for their boy saved his life. And ironically, on that very same day, Luka came to the city for a matchup at Staples Center. So he even surprised Chris and his family with courtside seats where they shared an emotional moment together. And afterwards, Luka made sure he dominated all night long to pull off an incredible win, all for Chris. Damn, Luka's a super hooper and a superhero. But I bet you didn't know Luka owns something that set a world record. With Luka becoming one of the most legendary players in the NBA, pretty much anything he's touched is now worth millions. But even he didn't know just signing an autograph would become one of the biggest stories in the world when a card collector pulled this.
Logo Man, patch auto 101. Oh my gosh.
This wasn't just any card. It's the rarest Luka item ever created. His signed rookie card with an NBA logo from his game-worn jersey, and is the only one on the entire planet. Every single Luka fan wanted this card, but ironically, it wasn't until Luka's birthday that it had a news reporter damn near getting wet just talking about it.
This Luka basketball card just sold for $4.6 million, the second most ever paid for a sports card.
And even though it was only the second most expensive sale of a sports card, the man who pulled it said it's the highest paid price for any basketball card in history. And he wasn't capping. Just look. But how the hell did Luka's card become worth this much? Well, all because he recently had one of the most legendary moments in sports history. December 27, 2022. Luka and the Mavericks were looking to take out the trash. The Knicks. But even though this should have been an easy win for Luka's squad, little did he know he'd have to set some of the craziest records ever just to give them a chance. Layups. Middies. Even his notorious step-back fadeaway. He was doing everything he could to keep his squad in the game. But still, it was hard for one man to beat an entire team. So the Knicks stayed in the lead all game long, until...
It shocks me about this game.
And that drew rim, it still is looking.
Oh, bro, I already did this shit. Keep getting it with the celebration.
With one of the luckiest plays in NBA history, no wonder why Luka was dancing like a Fortnite character. He not only tied the game, he carried his team into overtime and kept going off till he pulled off the win. Even Luka couldn't believe what he just did.
It's never been done in NBA history. A 60-point, 20-rebound triple-double. Never happened, baby. How's it feel right now?
I'm tired as hell. I need a recovery beer.
But after Luka told us what he was going to be slurping on, he was damn near getting slurped on all over social media. NBA players, NBA legends, Mr. Twitter finger himself, Kevin Durant. Everybody was talking about this. Even analysts wanted to get in on the action.
If I had 1,000 tongues, I couldn't say how impressive this was enough. Because we had never seen anything like it before.
But whether dude was trying to tongue Luka or not, that 60-point, 21-rebound, 10-assist stat line had never been done in NBA history. And Luka carrying his team to a 9-point comeback in the final seconds? Like this man said, NBA teams were 0 and 13,884 ever in that situation. So Luka pulled off a miracle. But wait a second, look at Luka's jersey. Haven't you ever wondered why he wears one of the ugliest numbers in NBA history? Well, it's all because of what Luka was doing with grown men as a teenager.
What the? Why is he making it sound like this, though? He's got to explain these stories. Like, come on, dude.
See, Luka wasn't the typical kid. He started hooping as soon as he could walk and loved the game way more than people his age. There's a reason Luka had an entire room of his family's crib dedicated to his trophies. He was so good that he couldn't stop playing basketball.
So he said, Mom, please call coaches if I can go to another practice with some other group. But even 2 practices a day, it was not enough for him.
Because Luka wanted to play more basketball than the other kids, he was eventually forced to play against people older, faster, and bigger. So the only way he could beat them was learning how with his brain. But ironically, there was someone special that Luka kept his eyes on for inspiration. A legendary EuroLeague player who had a similar play style as him, Vasilis Spinoli. Just take a look at how Vasilis plays, and you can easily see why Luka fell in love. The man had a nasty mid-range game. He shot deep threes, and he'd always make the right play for his teammates. So not only did his game begin rubbing off on how Luka played, what Vasilis wore inspired Luka to eventually change his jersey number from 18 to 7. And once Luka began rocking that number, he took his game to a new level. Luka instantly got signed to play pro basketball as a teenager. He started having the best games of his career, even dropping a 54-point triple-double. Luka won his squad a championship. And
look at that trophy. See how big that trophy was, bro.
Triple-double. Luka won.
Wait a minute. Why is it standing up? Why are you picking it up? He picking it up while standing up.
And hell, even do wild shit while his family watched.
With the lay-in. Luka Doncic with the full corner.
Luka was becoming so unstoppable, even his idol was impressed. So eventually in 2018, not only did Luka's dreams become reality, once he got drafted,
The Atlanta Hawks select Luka Doncic.
You would have went to the Hawks.
well, actually, minutes later when he got traded, he had to choose the jersey number that helped him get here in the first place. But alright, enough about sevens. We're about to get into the top 3 craziest stories of Luka's life. And there's not many things crazier than Luka suing his own mom? The situation began during his rookie season. Luka was now playing against the best players in the world, so all he wanted to do was focus on basketball. That's why he put full trust in his mom, Miriam, to become his manager, which led her to getting consent from Luka to create and own the trademark for his brand, Luka Doncic 7. But doing that gave her full control over anything that was put onto. And eventually, that type of power got to her head. As Luka became more of a star, brands wanted to partner with him, but his mom wasn't letting it happen. So Luka started doing everything he could, writing negotiation attempts to transfer control of his brand name, and he even filed a petition to completely cancel the trademark. So that's when the legal battle became public, making its way all over the news and of course social media. But fans didn't even know who Luka's mom was until now. So once tweets like this came out, they just took it as an opportunity to shoot their shot, asking if Luka needed a stepdad, saying his mom could get it, and even claimed Luka's mom is a f***ing MILF. And while the horniness was off the charts, Luka was dealing with a serious legal battle. He just signed a $100 million deal with Jordan and wanted to accomplish his dream of having his own signature shoes. Problem was, this trademark issue had him confused about what logo to choose. So he rebranded by creating an entirely new logo. He combined his initials LD, his jersey number 77, and also an S for Slovenia, then put that on his shoes. And after getting this new logo approved, Luka then tried getting Luka Doncic 77 trademark. But once again, he was denied, just because it was too close to his mom's Luka Doncic 7 and would cause customer confusion. At this point, the situation was getting ridiculous, and Luka knew it. So eventually reports came out that he took his own mom to court, planning to sue her until she finally gave up the trademark. So yeah, look at Luka, man. Dominating people in real court and on the basketball court. But none of his NBA accomplishments compare to how he got his own holiday. Ever since Luka moved to Dallas, Texas, his legendary basketball skills kinda covered up the greatness he's done for his community. Whether it was when COVID swarmed the city and Luka donated $500,000 to healthcare workers who risked their lives fighting the virus, or the time the craziest winter storm of all time froze the entire state and made 30 million people lose power, so Luka teamed up with Mark Cuban to donate $1.2 million to families who were stuck at home with no heat or electricity. Even on Christmas, Luka's always thinking about others. He gifted his teammates Segways, Nerf guns, and he also surprised an entire children's hospital with brand new Jordans, as well as gave them all a message to stay strong. Luka's out here changing lives. That's why his help in the community has him being nominated for awards. He made Mark Cuban admit he'd rather divorce his own wife than let Luka leave Dallas. So the city just had to do something crazy. And they announced that because of everything Luka's done, he deserved an entire day every year to celebrate his life. And now in Dallas, July 6th is officially declared Luka Doncic Day. Now that's crazy.
I've never heard that before.
But as much as Luka's done for other people, if it weren't for Kobe Bryant's secret advice, Luka wouldn't even be here today. Luka's always been a fan of Kobe.
And I know Kobe since, I watched him a lot. He was just amazing, I mean, LeBron was always my favorite, but I always watched Kobe, he was a beast.
That's
Heard
why
that first line?
What happened?
Since, I watched him a lot. He was just amazing, I mean, LeBron.
Okay, him and LeBron. Okay. Oh, that's cool.
LeBron better.
I was always my favorite, but I always watched Kobe, he was a beast.
That's why right after Luka got drafted, Kobe personally sent him a signed game-worn jersey, but he also gave him a warning.
And one advice he gave me was like, watch out, they're gonna come after you, because, you're from Europe. They're gonna try and go after you. And it was true.
And this let Luka know he had potential to become a star, only if he put the work in. So he stayed in touch with Kobe, worked out with him, and you could even tell Kobe's game was rubbing off on him. Where else would Luka have learned to do fadeaways like this, or one-legged three-pointers? So Kobe was secretly proud of what Luka was accomplishing, but he eventually made things public. Kobe knew that on December 29, his hometown Lakers were matching up with the Mavericks, and Luka was going to be in town.
I started acting up at this game. I would have been no looking talking about some, ooh, Kobe, I didn't know you sideline.
Appreciate you guys very much.
So not only did Kobe show up courtside, this happened.
Doncic, a fan is heckling him, and he looks to see who it is, and it's Kobe Bryant.
He brought his daughter here to see you, and he talked a little trash to you. I understand he was actually talking in Slovenian, is that right?
Yeah.
What did he say?
I can't say that. I can say that.
Too many curse words, or what?
It was like, somebody was talking to me, and I turned around, and I was like, I saw Kobe. I was like,
Talking to civilians?
What is going on? I was surprised. I was shocked.
How did that
Kobe getting it with the languages.
Yes.
Only Kobe would learn an entirely new language just to talk to one man. He knew Luka was a special player, and that's why after the game, even Kobe's daughter wanted to pick with him. But little did Luka know this was the last time they'd ever see each other.
Breaking news this Sunday afternoon, 5-time NBA champion, former league MVP Kobe Bryant died earlier this afternoon in Los Angeles in a helicopter crash.
The NBA world was devastated, but especially Luka. Not only did he tweet out that this can't be true, and also the pic he took with Kobe's daughter, Gigi, he made this very last moment he shared with them his Twitter profile header. But just doing that wasn't enough to honor them. At Luka's very next game, cameras caught him lacing up Kobe's shoes that also had the names of every victim involved in the crash. And Luka wore those shoes all night long while he dominated. He even started his very next game with an 8-second violation to commemorate Kobe's jersey number, 8. But no matter what Luka was doing on the court or how off he was going, you could tell he was hurting during post-game interviews where he was so emotional he couldn't even look at the camera.
I broke down after the first quarter. That's when it really hit me. It was really hard to play today.
Now, it didn't take long, but eventually Luka realized Kobe wouldn't want him to be sad forever. He'd want Luka training, practicing, and eventually making NBA history to become one of the GOATs, just like Kobe predicted he would be. So Luka got to work, and not only has he become one of the biggest stars in basketball, everything he's doing is for Kobe.
I watched this live in my college dorm. Who's that for? For the playoffs? Yeah, Giannis, like don't pick. It was a bubble thing. Dog. That's so funny. Bro, Giannis, bro. Come on, dog. Come on, dude.
Heard you one time to the mob. Heard that you trying to get involved with it. Heard that you trying to come by.